is John for MTG coming at you with another Modern stream today. Today we're working on a little bit of Modern Humans, a deck that I'm interested in from time to time. Haven't played it in quite a while. Granted, there really hasn't been a whole lot new printed for the deck, but still, it's got some powerful synergies in it that can make it quite interesting in meta. And nothing else, it also is in a fairly aggressive deck. As far as the deck itself, you have your usual champion in the parish, Thalia's Lieutenant, Thalia, kind of pairing along with your Mantis Riders to kind of kill your opponent quickly. And then you have your disruption package of things like Kitesail, Freebooter, Meddling Mage, Reflector Mage for other creature decks, kind of disrupting what your opponent's doing, in addition to Thalia making your opponent's spells more costly. And then you have your 19 lands, 4 Aether Vial, 4 Noble Hierarch to kind of unload your hand fairly quickly. Phantasmal Image allows you to copy any one of your powerful humans, whichever is more powerful in the situation. Whether copying a Meddling Mage, kind of locking your opponent out of playing spells, copying a Mantis Rider, just get your opponent dead, copying a Reflector Mage to bounce your opponent's creatures, continuing to put the pressure on, copying a Militia Bugler to allow you to continue to grind card advantage. A lot of things this deck does particularly well. Obviously, it's a little bit vulnerable to a ton of creature removal, what just about any deck is. This is one of the more interesting creature disruption decks, especially with Meddling Mage and Kitesail Freebooter. It's not just like not that I'm saying Burn is a mindless deck, but Burn doesn't really have a whole lot of disruption, especially in the main deck for a deck like Titan Shift or Hammer Time, as far as stopping, the spell portions of things, whereas Meddling Mage and Kitesail Freebooter can, disrupt your opponent's Supreme Verdicts, etc., keeping your opponent from casting relevant spells in a lot of situations. So the deck is interesting in that regard. Has a little bit more play to it than some of the other aggressive decks. Sideboard is a mashup of various different cards, allowing you to answer different things. Damping Sphere, obviously pretty good against Tron primarily, but decent against Storm. Cage is decent against any type of graveyard shenanigans, whether it be Dredge, whether it be Storm, etc. Galactique, while it's not a human, is a very powerful card. Stops non-creature spells 4 or greater, so no Cryptic Commands, no Supreme Verdicts, no Karns, no Ugins, etc. 4th copy of Reflector Mage for any type of creature shenanigans. 3 copies of Plague Engineer for any type of tribal decks, so spirits, goblins, etc. 3 copies of Auriok Champion, because red decks are still a thing, and then 3 copies of Skyclave Apparition when you just need an answer to a lot of annoying different permanents. This allows you to play removal spell for permanents without necessarily lowering your creature count overall. Obviously the creature type's a little bit awkward sometimes with like your caverns and your unclaimed territories, but still very powerful utility card to have access to. So interesting to see how this deck does. It's been quite a while since I played humans, so we'll see how it does in the league. Trying to think when was the last time I even did play humans. It's been a minute or two. I don't even run across it anymore, which I don't quite understand. Like, it's still a very powerful aggression deck, even if it's not, the most powerful version. Like, obviously it does some of the death attacks this thing. It does some of the just whatever random creature beatdown plan. But it does have that additional, like, removal element to it. We're up against a Luris deck with no turn 1 play. Guess we go ahead and keep not the best hand, but we don't have any of our 1-drops, but looks like we're up against Hammer Time. And Colossal Hammer. Colossus Hammer, I guess it technically is. Shadow Spear is mildly annoying. Really need to find one of our lords or something here. Reflector Mage considerably weaker against an active giver of runes, hence why I didn't really play it. So Garda's Aid and Pure Steel Paladin. Correcting this because none of our options are particularly interesting. Once again, Reflector Mage is considerably worse. I do think we just play Thalia here, depending on what we draw. Would love to see like a Thalia's Lieutenant or something, just kind of boost our team a little bit. Once again, they can punch through with Givers of Rune. Ether Vial, yeah, that's precisely what I wanted. I think we can go ahead and concede here. Without any true removal in our main deck that can punch through what was going on. Not much we can do there. Is Plague Engineer actually that good against them? They have a wide variety of stuff going on. Multiple Plague Engineers obviously would be pretty decent. Reflector Mage seems fine. Freebooter's a little weird against them. Like, it hits hammer and such, but I don't know that it's actually all that good. Try it like this. Fortunately, only a 1-mana source, no Ether Vial hand. I think we have to mulligan this. Put back the canopy for now. Fatal Push was a little bit annoying, but possible I'm supposed to name. Sure. Land. Oh. That was actually a dumb attack. Okay. Not sure why they conceded there, but I guess I'm not going to complain. Guess their combo was just not quite coming together that game. Hand's a little bit awkward, but, you know, I do think with the 2 Horizon lanes we go ahead and keep, plus we have Meddling Mage. Potentially name Hammer on too. Well, I mean, not going to be lacking for Ether Vials, I suppose. Okay. MC shirt, parachute pants. I wasn't expecting to win that one, I'm not going to lie. I know Lapis usually does pretty well in these leagues. Like, I've seen their screen name pop up quite a bit. I know they're usually on Hammer Time. Oh, never mind. I finally got the joke. Derpa derpa. Yeah, MC Hammer. Gotcha. How you doing this morning, Shade? I'm not really sure. Well, they did mulligan to 5. The only thing they knew about our hand was Ether Vial. I don't know. Maybe our show of strength with the 7 card hander. Or maybe they know something about the matchup that I don't know. Like, I'm not really an expert with either deck, so. Oh, fair enough. Well, for me, it's 6:12 a.m., so, you know. Seems a little awkward. You know, once again, no 1-drops, but I do think we keep it. Can't cast either Manus Rider, which could be problematic. Oh, looks like we're up against a disruption deck anyway. Okay. Let's play out Horizon Canopy. Try to give away as little. Well, hello there. Not what I would have expected. Well, to be honest, I took a nap at 10:30 last night after talking with my girlfriend for a while, and then, yeah, well, that's a heck of a hand. One of the fatal pushes, I guess. I don't even know. Tireless Tracker, sure. See if they cast the other Fatal Push in response here. I think we have to name Fatal Push, even though Get Rog obviously is a very serious threat. Yeah, the problem is I don't necessarily want them to push, is the thing. Especially since with clues they can generally trigger Revolt pretty quickly. I'm much more interested in doming them in the air because we have all these Mantis Riders. That one's scary. Oh, I'm sure they're playing all kinds of fun stuff over there. Hopefully we kill them before we find out this game. They could Ghost Quarter to get a trigger, which is something to note. We know their hands Get Rog and Fatal Push. Beyond that, we really don't know what's going on in their hand. Apparently it's a forest. What are they casting here? This is terrifying. Oh, am I just dead? I think I might just be dead. Or I'm about to get my board wrathed one way or the other. Did not see that one coming. Uh... Well, not only that, but they also had fetched 4 fetch lands, so they can just turn around and fetch. I'm wondering, the problem is their deck is probably mostly creature based with heartless summoning. So, like, I honestly don't know what to even bring in against them. Like, Skyclave is tempting, but they have so much removal. And like, what do you board out? Yeah, but that wouldn't have protected from Dread Presence. Or would it? I still don't know that a 1/1's worth bringing in that situation. I mean, it's tempting against black removal, but at the same time, they have a lot of green creatures that can just blanket, so... Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Primeval Titan's also in their deck, too. This hand's got a lot of lands. Still think I'm fine with a Kite Sylph Rebooter on 2. No bot? They might have. No bot. Dread Presence basically says every time they play a swamp, they can either draw 1, discard, or pay 1, draw a life, or play 1 life, draw a card, or deal 2 damage to target permanent, gain 2 life. Yeah, Oriok's immune, I get that, but is a 1/1 really going to do much in that situation? Like that's the other side of the equation, right? Is, yeah, it doesn't die, but, you know, we're still going to die to what's going on the board. That's a brave strategy, Cotton. It's an interesting hand they kept. I think I'm more scared of Dread Presence than I am Tireless Tracker here. I don't know how I feel about that Ghost Quarter play. That felt a little... It's like the problem with the Humans deck, and, you know, Humans is not unlike a combo deck in that whatever you're taking out, there's a cost. And the problem with our opponent's deck is they're both spell and creature based. So, or that I was on a land light hand and needed that as my only rainbow land. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I guess with the hand they kept, that was a gamble they had to take. But like the problem with this deck, and I'm not being a smart aleck when I say this, is just the fact that like the problem with the human is the synergy deck, or with the deck is it's synergy based. So like Freebooter's going to miss some number of the time, right? But you need it against Scapeshift, Fatal Push, and Heartless Summoning. You need Reflector Mage against their big dumb idiots, which they're clearly playing because they're playing a Heartless Summoning deck. You know, it's like the problem of having almost too much. Like there's so many things you want that this hand's fine, a bit slow against Heartless Summoning, but fine. Thoughtseize. Probably taking Meddling Mage here, I'd presume. Or Champion. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Like, obviously I'm primarily or most noted for being a burn player. It's a lot easier to take out whatever version of burn's bad than it is in these synergy decks, right? Take Mantis Rider. That's an interesting one. Probably tells me we're going to get Heartless summoned here. Okay. Did you keep a one-lander? You kept a one-lander. Alright. Makes me wonder if they kept the one-land Heartless summoning hand. Feels like it. Missed a point of damage there. Which could end up being relevant. Alright, Shades. Hope you have a good evening. So our opponent's deck was a little interesting. Like, one of the problems with it, and not to be a smart aleck, is just the fact that the strength of their deck is also the weakness of their deck. The fact that Heartless Summoning is such a powerful card. But the games you don't have it, it's so much, your deck's so much worse because all your creatures are relying on that discount. It's a little bit slow, but I do think we keep it. This could indicate we're taxes or humans, so I'm not like particularly interested in showing too much here. So burn possibly, some type of control deck. Okay, so we're up against Prowess. This could be a little bit awkward. I think Lava Dart's the scariest for us. No blocks. Means you likely drew a land, I'm guessing. Because there's no reason you wouldn't play Swiss Beer. Oh, they drew a Lutz. Okay, sure. Puts them to the test with Gut Shot. Still think we name Metamorphose here. Noble Hierarch's likely just to get Gut Shot, but it's whatever here. So they could have avoided a point of damage there. They chose not to. Yep. No interest in blocking. Cast your Gut Shot on my Noble Hierarch. Deal a 6, which is obviously annoying. So we know these three are still the cards in their hand. 3 of the 4. Better off casting Manus Rider or Meddling Mage on something. So we would need another Mantis Rider off the top for lethal, most likely. Because we're going to have to block something. They all attack, go to 4. Do have outs that kill them here. That, unfortunately, is not one of them. That also is not one of them. At that point, what? Thalia's Lieutenant was the only one that was lethal? Of course, it's the next card. Alright, so human. Reflector Mage, Auriok Champions. Don't think Plague Engineer is all that interesting. Obviously can name human, but it's a little bit slow. Don't really like Freebooter against the burn deck per se. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I don't really know for sure on that one. Feels like these cards are just more impactful than these cards overall. Could bring in Skyclave Apparitions as well over Meddling Mages, simply because they have so many like bold effects. Is that crazy? I think it might be crazy. Teague doesn't do much. Cage doesn't do anything against them. Engineer can catch some things when they're small, but overall doesn't feel like it does a whole lot. I feel like our best thing is just Auriok Champion copying Auriok Champion. I mean, sure, it's a card of magical things, or hand of magical cards. Definitely keeping. Doesn't particularly disrupt them, but at the same time, we can do the Ether Vial thing. Once again, no reason to give them any targets here. This is a little bit risky in the face of gut shot, but I do think we still do it. Again, could do this with the vial, but we're not doing anything else with our mana this turn anyway, so... No blocks. Lava Dart, sure, whatever. Noble Hierarchs already served the purpose that it was meant to serve here. Guessing we're going to get hit by a lovely dragon. Yep. Stormling Entity. I guess it's technically an elemental. It's one card on top, one card on bottom. Opponent's got to decide if they want to use their Lava Dart now. So what are the odds that our opponent has a mutagenic growth? Gonna let our opponent do their thing this turn. Not gonna reveal that we have Skyclave for the Sprite Dragon. I think we might still be dead regardless. Yeah, I'm dead to Exaxes. Oh well, calculated gamble. Or Yacht Champion. Alright. So, one land, Ether Vial hand. I do think we keep this, although obviously we're very vulnerable to our Ether Vial getting taken. Mountain, go. Okay. We're immediately getting a rematch against Izzet Prowess. Not necessarily something that I wanted, by the way, but... Yep. Hmm. See what's going on over there. Bolt, lay up the stage. That was mildly annoying that they drew that, but kind of whatever. Wow. This just isn't even right. Well, I mean, they draw like that. It's kind of hard to beat them. Hmm. Kind of awkward. Guess we play out champion, even though I really don't want to. No blocks. Cool. So you had it all. Wow. Did obviously miss a point of power, but that means they also can't use Bolt. Maybe I just play Thalia there just to screw with her mana more. And obviously it could have put in Thalia there before the trigger, but I just think it was better to I don't have any lava darts chilling out over there. I say, we finally gonna get a game against them. Plague Engineer, such an interesting card, but yet so bad. Obviously, if they have a braid, we're kind of skewered. Land, please. Delightful. What is with everybody having Pithing Needle on their sideboard lately? Land, please. So am I dead? Not quite. Land. Meddling Mage. Basically, if they have any spell, we're dead. Okay, almost any spell. Yeah, if we would have been able to Skyclave that, or Skyclave one of these, Reflector Mage something else, but wasn't to be. So I think Burn is a decent matchup for humans. I am getting the general vibe that Izzet Prowess is definitely not a good matchup with all the lava darts and such. Feels like this hand's a mulligan. Probably the most likely card they can have. Okay, they're spirits. Good to know. Both here. Curious what all they got going on over there. Okay, it's not going to be the easiest to beat. Giver of Runes is such an annoying card. How does Exalted work? Yeah, it's only one that attacks alone. I think we can safely move on here. Yeah, Freebooter's a flyer, but it's pretty meh in comparison to what they've got going on. Maybe I'm supposed to put this back because it doesn't really do anything on 2. Yep. Kind of knew a spell caller was coming there. It was just a matter of what creature did I want to So if I play Plague Engineer, I'm dead on board anyway, right? Because they still have 1 power, 4 power. I guess I'm not just dead, but I am in a lot of trouble. Can't really afford to attack here, because it's just a free block for them. Okay, so you just had everything. Okay. So I would say humans definitely struggles with the cards Lava Dart and the whatchamacallit we were just facing. The Giver of Runes, those are both cards, ironically, that make humans significantly worse in some matchups. And we played against 2 Giver of Runes decks and 2 Lava Dart decks. As to why the deck isn't performing better in the meta, not really sure. You know, one of the tricks with the humans deck is like knowing what cards to board in and board out in specific matchups. Like, we have a lot of powerful tools in the board, like Oriok Champion's powerful card, Skyclave Apparition's powerful card, Plague Engineer's powerful card. You know, all of these are strong cards to board in, but the question a lot of times was what cards do we want to board out? And that's one where I just kind of struggled, honestly. So, but yeah, Lava Dart against our Champion the Parish, Noble Hierarch, Thalia's Lieutenant deck seems a little, and then Phantasmal Image seems pretty bad. And then Giver of Runes just coming down on 1 and like disrupting all of our disruption, kind of, you know, like Reflector Mage, whatnot. So, don't know how I would look at this deck moving forward. But anyways, just wanted to get a quick stream in this morning since I ended up getting up so early. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and those of you catching this on YouTube later. Hope you like the content. Please consider subscribing. And this has been John for MTG Nexus.